For every swing, every moment, the Milwaukee Brewers fight. It's not just about hitting the ball, it's about leaving a legacy.
Hello, Brewer Nation. Welcome back to your exclusive Milwaukee Brewers news channel, the place where the passion of the Brew Crew meets serious analysis and real information. It's me, your partner in cheering and analysis, bringing you the inside scoop and the news that truly matters to our team. Before we dive into the news that's keeping all of us up at night, I need to ask you for something. If you breathe Brewers, if you live and die with every pitch and every at-bat, and if you want direct, no-nonsense information faster than a Devin Williams fastball, then become part of our community. Click that subscribe button right now and turn on notifications. It's your direct line to everything happening at American Family Field. Don't be left out. Subscribe. Now, let's get down to business. The atmosphere in Milwaukee is electric. We are just days away from the start of the National League Division Series. The smell of playoff-cut grass is in the air, and the anticipation of facing either the Cubs or the Padres is palpable. Amidst all this optimism, however, hangs a dark, dense cloud of uncertainty over our most crucial piece, our ace, our warrior on the mound, Brandon Woodruff. The one question echoing from the clubhouse to every bar and home in Wisconsin is this: will Woody be ready for the NLDS? I've been following this situation closely, talking to my sources and analyzing every shred of information. And what I have to share today is a mix of facts, inside analysis, and a worrying dose of reality. Let's start with the hard facts so we're all on the same page. Brandon Woodruff was placed on the 15-day injured list on September 21st with a right lat strain. The move was retroactive to September 18th. Mathematically, this means he is eligible to return in time for the start of the NLDS next Saturday. The calendar allows for it. The question, however, was never about eligibility on paper, but about physical reality. A lat strain for an elite pitcher, who generates explosive force with every pitch, is not a simple injury. It's a treacherous one, an injury that can feel healed and then, in a single motion, become aggravated and end not just a season, but compromise a career. To seek deeper answers, I turn to the work of one of the most reliable journalists covering our team, Adam McCalvy of MLB.com. In a recent Q&A session, he brought up the complexity of the situation, and his words paint a much more complicated picture than we'd like. McCalvy reported that manager Pat Murphy indicated several times last weekend that an announcement on Woodruff's status was imminent. However, that announcement never came. Silence, my friends, in the world of sports, is rarely a good sign. This silence from the front office isn't due to a lack of information. It's an indication of the gravity and difficulty of the decision they have on their hands. Woodruff was with the team over the weekend but kept away from the media. This suggests intense, private discussions are happening behind the scenes. McCalvy's analysis goes deeper, and this is where the situation becomes truly concerning. He points out that all parties involved, Woodruff, his surgeon, the Brewers' medical staff, and the front office, are in a deliberate and careful process to ensure everyone is absolutely aligned on what will be communicated. This isn't a simple he plays or he doesn't decision. It's a complex equation with high-risk variables. On one side, you have the unwavering desire of a competitor like Woodruff. He lives for these moments. The will to take the mound in October under the brightest lights and fight for his team is a force of nature. No athlete wants to sit out. He will want to push it. He will want to try. He will say he feels good, even if he's not 100%. On the other side, we have the catastrophic risk to his career. The medical staff and the front office have a duty to protect the player from himself. They aren't just thinking about the 2025 NLDS, but about the 2026, 2027 seasons and beyond. A re-injury to the same area could mean complex surgery and a long recovery period, forever altering the trajectory of one of the best pitchers of our generation. There's also the matter of managing expectations. If the team leaves the door open for a return and he can't make it, the disappointment for the fan base and the roster itself could be a devastating moral blow. If they shut the door too early, and he feels good, it could lead to regrets. It's a strategic and emotional minefield. But the most telling part, and frankly, the part that sent a shiver down my spine from McCalvy's report, was his final observation. He mentioned that when Woodruff discussed the injury with the press in St. Louis, right after the announcement, he spoke about the season in the past tense. Stop and think about the weight of that. An athlete in his prime, days away from the postseason, speaking as if his participation was already over. This is not the language of someone expecting a miraculous return. It's the language of resignation, of accepting a painful reality. To me, this is the biggest red flag of all. It's a psychological clue that often says more than any publicly released medical report. It's the sound of a warrior who perhaps already knows that his battle this season has come to a premature and painful end. Based on this somber yet realistic scenario, we need to stop focusing solely on hope and start analyzing the strategic implications of a postseason without Brandon Woodruff. Assuming the worst-case scenario isn't being pessimistic, it's being prepared. And Woodruff's absence isn't just a hole in the rotation. It's an earthquake that shakes the entire foundation of our October game plan. The first and most obvious domino to fall is the reconfiguration of our starting rotation. Without Woody, Corbin Burns goes from being the co-ace to the unquestionable pillar, the man who will carry the pressure of being the stopper in crucial games. The responsibility on his shoulders instantly doubles. He will get the ball in Game 1, and the expectation will be nothing short of absolute dominance. Behind him, Freddie Peralta ascends to the number 2